Green Care Solutions. I'm Yanitza Munoz. This show airs on KCAA, NBC Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, YouTube, and on iTunes. Today we have a lovely guest on the show. Her name is Jenny Sushe, and she has an amazing company regarding sushi events, and also she's really artistic with everything. We're going to get in on that. She has like models that wear the sushi. It's pretty cool. And I'm here with my lovely co-host.
And I'm Brian Gonzalez, representing Green Care Solutions.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Angela Mazzanti here. Now, this is a cannabis-friendly and educational program. You must be 21 years of age to listen, and we're not doctors, but Green Care Solutions has doctors for you at GCS.
Yeah, so give us a call at 951-609-4071 for any of your Green Care Solutions needs. We're an 8-time award-winning company and featured on Forbes. Follow us on our social media on Instagram at Green Care Solutions 420 and our website, greencaresolutions.com and greentalknews.com.
Yes, so now let's get in on the show. Thank you so much, Jenny, for being on. And I love your last name. It goes really well with your company.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. It's actually not my last name. It's just a name that I got when, there's so many Jennys out there, and I see people put my name in their phone, so they put sushi, and that's how that kind of stuff.
How fun.
Well, it's very creative, though.
Yeah.
So tell me about your company and what inspired you to create it.
So you're talking about the Naked Sushi part, right?
Yes.
So I've been a sushi chef for 5 years. With my career, it's mostly been the Naked Sushi, but I first started at a restaurant. Less than 2% of sushi chefs are female. Because they say we have hot hands, and that because of our periods, we can't taste the salt.
What?
So no, I'm telling you, it's
It's like
just
a very, very real
Right.
thing. The culture, it's very like male dominated.
No,
totally
of course.
male dominated. Yeah, so I
Sorry,
actually,
Brian.
It's all right. I'm listening. I'm getting educated right now on salt.
Yeah, so they say because we're female that we can't taste salt, and that our hands are too warm to handle fish. So I actually went to school for accounting, and I was barely passing classes like by the skin of my teeth. Something I didn't want to do, and I always loved food. I wanted to be a sushi chef, so I didn't tell anybody. I took one of those 2-month classes to become a sushi chef, and I remember that first day I was the only chick, and my sensei said to me, he's like, "Oh," and he wasn't trying to be like sexist or anything. He was just being honest. He's like, "Yo, you're gonna work at a supermarket making rolls."
How mean.
And he, you know what though?
He's like, I'll see you. I kind of see you at Whole Foods maybe.
"No, girl, yeah."
Did that
You're
help?
like from
Yeah.
here.
Did that help drive you?
Oh yeah, I was just like, okay, whatever. But so that's what he told me. But I ended up working at a restaurant in Laguna Beach. It was what's her name? It's 242 Cafe Fusion. Miki-san, she's a woman, hired all girls. So I learned how to make sushi there. That's where you learn, but you learn the fundamentals at the school. And then, so her and I kind of didn't get along anymore. She was like kind of like burning my soul. Like I didn't want to do sushi anymore. So I ended up leaving. And I was thinking, it's not going to be a problem. I worked with her. She used to work with Nobu. So she's a well-known sushi chef. So I learned from the best. So I was thinking it won't be a problem to get a job. Everywhere I go to, being a female
And probably even being attractive, they probably won't. Isn't that unfortunate? Like, because you are attractive, maybe that
thank
might
you.
be just the extra thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even if you weren't, I mean, it's still hard. But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, something about women, like you said, in a male dominant situation,
Yeah.
They don't take
is
them
tough.
as
And if you're
seriously.
attractive, they might
Exactly.
not even take you even more. They just want to take you on a date instead of wanting to work with you.
Girl, they wanted to have me as a hostess or waitress. I'm like, no, I've worked at this restaurant. This is my sensei, and this is where I learned. Like, she is the best. She worked in London, Vegas. She's a well-known sushi chef, but no one wanted to give me the time of day.
Wow.
So then I was like, I'm going to start my own thing.
Yeah.
So that's why it was Sushi's with an E, because it's a female. It's me. And then so I started making rolls at a farmer's market and doing a ladies' luncheon, selling that way. And then my girl's like, hey, you know what? Why don't you try something different? Why don't you do the Naked Sushi? So that's how that started. I had a first event in Huntington Beach, invited my mom, my family, my friends. And my mom was actually the first person to get sushi off a female model. So if I was like, cool, if my mom's cool with it, I can do this.
For all you listeners, the Naked Sushi is exactly what it sounds. They have models, male and women, male and women models, and they have sushi on their bodies, but it's tasteful. It's nothing raunchy and gross.
Like you can't see anything.
You can't
They're,
see anything.
Covered perfectly.
Right. So I take like bamboo leaves, and we covered, the breast area, the crotch area, everything's covered beautifully. We have fresh flowers, the lighting. It's very classy. The events that I don't do bachelor parties, and I don't do card games. It's all co-ed.
Okay, good.
So now,
And that's a smart marketing
Yeah.
choice because I see why. Because when you think bachelor parties and naked women, then all of a sudden you think maybe
Things go
something
bad.
too sexual
Right,
for what
right.
you're doing. So I
Right.
see why you want to brand it properly.
yeah.
How do those events work? Like, I understand what you guys are talking about. I've seen pictures all over, like, all the time. But, like, how
Yeah.
does it operate? Like, when you get there, like, you set up, and then how does it work once you're at the event?
Okay, so that's funny you say that. So I've learned, because I've done it so long, timing, because people start drinking, right? So I like to have the girls on the table by like 5 to 7, 6 to 8. Anything after that time, people are drunk. And then they're like all over the girls. Even women are on the women. And the guys just kind of hover and they graze. But, they're just having fun. They're drunk and they see a naked girl. They want to jibber jabber. Same with, actually, the women are more raunchier.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They
Probably
get a little
because
crazy.
they feel like
They're
it's
"Woo,
funny or
comfortable.
It's another girl. I can just grab her. But so it's the timing.
Yeah.
We try to go early, set up the tables. The girls
Maybe
you know,
water down the sake. Just kidding. There's an idea for you.
I know, huh? Or like kind of limit them, like a little pour here and there. But so we start early. The girls lay down. We lay the bamboo leaves, put the sushi, and the events only are about like, I want to say an hour and a half to 2 hours. No, yeah, an hour and a half to 2 hours. Not that long, because people eat, they take the pictures, and they go on to whatever's going on with the event.
Okay.
So I mean, that's that part that the people see. But as far as the production end, no, we're there for like we get
Of
there 3
course.
hours early. Got to prepare the food. Everything's fresh.
In which you prepared
Yes.
us fresh sushi. So I want to address
Yes,
the
yes,
elephant
yes,
in the
yes.
room. There's amazing sushi here that you made for us.
Yeah.
And going back to what you said, I know it takes all day. We're going to go into like the details of those
Yeah.
events shortly. But what is it that we have in front of us?
So actually, this roll right here, the one with the tuna and the jalapenos, it's called a smash roll, and inside is shrimp. Let me see. Oh, cucumber, avocado on top, shrimp, and then blue fin tuna, masago, serrano pepper, and you got a spicy aioli and ponzu and sesame seeds.
Nice.
And this one right here is just a plain shrimp roll.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I know you have a show coming out on Roku.
Yes.
It's streaming on Roku. So now that show is kind of like a cooking show, right? Where you just talk about all your cool like fusion with the sushi and everyone. This is sake that she brought for us.
you
It's a
have to
great
have
pair
sake
for
with
this.
sushi.
Yes.
It just doesn't go to, it goes together. You
Goes
have to have
well.
it. Yeah.
You know, we had some people on our show called Blaze and Jane's. A company was called Blaze and Jane's, and they do cannabis infused dinner parties.
Okay.
I would love to connect you.
Yeah.
Because this will be pretty cool having cannabis infused dinner parties. Maybe with the women, you can have them like in a certain area. Maybe I just feel like when people smoke, they won't be creepy, but you never know. But let's just say you have everything kind of different. Because I know when people smoke, who knows how they'll get. But with that, it would be cool to do like cannabis infused
Well,
sushi.
even you could do like weed leaves instead of
weed
bamboo.
leaves. Kind of get creative with it.
Yeah. No, that'd be cool. So it's funny you're
They
talking
even
about
have CBD too if you don't want to put THC in it.
No, because I've had, and so funny, I was talking about this last night. So I'm not a big smoker, but I've had, CBD and I've tried the edibles. I got so messed up, like put me in a closet with a shotgun, like paranoid. So with that being said, like I remember this. So dosing has always been an issue.
Yes.
I'm
You
like,
have to
oh
have
my
a
God.
professional
It would have
dose.
to be like
Yeah.
very minimal dosing per like roll.
And what?
And you have to be good. And then like we're doing like mass amounts of,
Yeah.
serving 100 people. I'm like, dude, I don't even know how I would do that. And then there's a show on Vice called, what is it called?
It's with
Bong Appetit?
Yes.
Be Real's the host. He's been on our show a few
Okay.
times. And how those cannabis parties and dinner parties, and even with that show, how they do it, it takes like weeks to prepare because everyone
Right.
buys their ticket, right? And everyone has a
Uh-huh.
number. And they fill out like a survey of maybe their tolerance. And then they make every meal for them. So the prep right there is insane. So they only put a certain amount of cannabis in there. You can have
Right,
CBD if that's a request or THC if that's a request, but they put very, very little.
It's scary. Yeah, so you have to go to someone that really knows what they're doing.
And that is licensed as well. Like you have to
Okay.
make sure they're professionals because we're going to jump into that too. Sometimes,
yeah.
even though it's recreationally legal, some people are taking advantage and they're just taking money in the sense
Okay.
of like, oh, this is lab tested, but it's really not.
Okay.
Or they're not even licensed and they lie to people that they are.
Yeah.
So, and it's unfortunate because they won't last, but they're just doing it for a quick buck.
Right. So when you say licensed, do you mean licensed with dosing or licensed with
within the
making?
state and like federal, statewide legal to be able to sell and make cannabis products. So there's a couple different like things you need to go through because you have to be a licensed manufacturer, a licensed distributor, and then like a licensed shop and everything. So their company has to be licensed to do what they do. And then most likely, I think you would have to end up getting it from a distributor because you can't get anything directly from the manufacturer.
Okay.
But they would have to have correct lab results and everything like that, which a lot of company are putting out Photoshop lab results now.
Right.
Isn't that unfortunate? And it's true. Now when you think about it, you could just kind of Photoshop something, and obviously it would take a professional to know.
Right.
But if you're just a consumer, you probably wouldn't know.
Right. I don't know how to ask it. So, okay, so license, but okay, so someone's baking something, or I think of gummies or like something that's pre-made. So you can test that out and that's consistent. But someone like myself that's making the rolls and actually infusing the CBD, how would I, like, I'm not saying I'm going to try it.
You would probably have to hire, I think, someone
somebody
that knows,
out to do that.
like partner with them maybe.
Right.
So that
Somebody
you just
who would
use their
know
license.
exactly how to dose each roll correctly.
Right.
Yeah. And
Like that's...
And to go back to the edibles and like the whole licensing of the state, that kind of to further go on the point of Angela is that it's consistency and purity, because a lot of there's a lot of pesticides, and like you've heard of the whole vape cartridge epidemic and everything, right?
Yeah.
So basically that's just people on the street getting fake packaging, saying it's a real company, selling it as like a real legit company, because the whole third party lab testing just shows to be in an actual licensed shop, showing that, you know what, it went through the process. Yeah, it's going to be a lot more money, but you know, if you get a same gummy or a same edible you went last time and you said, you know what, there's 10 in there, one did it for me, you know, you can go back in the same time. It's going to be consistent. So now you're not jumping from this brand, that brand. Somebody made it at their house, and now
wondering like what the milligram dosage really is.
Yeah,
Because somebody can give you something that says it's 50 milligrams, but it's really not, and it could be 100, it could be 5.
So this might be off subject, but blockchain. Aren't you guys using? This is what I heard. Like you guys are using blockchain to track and trace everything that's going on. So doesn't that help with somebody that's buying product, or like say if I wanted to buy like sauce that was
Infused.
correct, infused correctly, or the right dosing. Does that work? I mean, doesn't that help? Because I mean that's the only thing that I really know is like, oh, that's good, something to help with.
I think it's when
CBD
people
space.
also try to cut corners, like they'll buy like things that are cheap because unfortunately they're just trying to save money, and maybe that's when they get into trouble as well. Same with the cartridges.
Okay.
You get like teenagers buying the stuff for maybe $20 because they don't want to spend $50.
or they don't have the money.
Or they
A lot
can't
of- they prey on
legally get into a legal
Legally.
shop.
Yeah, well, then they prey on the people with their finances. Like the taxes are just extremely high to buy real legal weed.
Okay.
And like you said, it is tracked like from seed, from plant,
right.
where the
Seed to
plant,
sale.
what store it went
right.
to, and all that good stuff. So they have a system, that. I'm not going to say it's broken, but I'm saying a lot of people are preying on the high prices and literally buying the knockoff brands, going to somebody on the street or somebody say, hey, I know somebody from that company, I can get it too much cheaper, when it's really just a knockoff product. And then it's putting people at risk. And that's when the whole crisis came, because they were trying to associate this company is dirty. It's really not that company at all, because a lot of times it's just an internet brand. It's just brand you can buy on the internet.
Is this stuff coming from? Okay, is it coming from China?
A little bit, yes.
Yeah.
And there's also actually licensed brands for company that's actually in licensed shops now. There's an Instagram page called the Blacklist XYZ, and they share information from people who are trying to like get by or trying to falsify information. So there's actually real companies out there that actually testing dirty using cheap oil at licensed shops. So that doesn't fully protect the whole program they have going on right now, because people are still trying to slip through the cracks. So, I mean, everybody out there, when you do go somewhere, just do reviews on the brands. Don't just go somewhere, buy it, and then leave, and then, suffer the consequences later, whatever it may be.
It's like going to a restaurant, back to what you do for a living. You want to know what you're eating, right? You want to go to somewhere that's rated A.
Absolutely.
And
you check all the reviews and
check
make
all the
sure what
reviews.
other people are saying is legit.
Yeah, you do it for food. Why not do it for your cannabis?
Exactly.
Right.
You're putting it in your body. You don't want any heavy metals in you or anything.
And there's a restaurant, where is it at? Like West Hollywood, that actually is a cannabis, the first one out. Yeah, so it's getting out there. So there is places out there that, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of opportunities.
So I was thinking maybe we can do something with your sushi company, and maybe hopefully do organize it where we can do cannabis infused sushi, but hire a professional chef to help you out with it, because at the end of the day, everyone should do what they're good at, right? You're good at creating this business and you're a master chef, and then we'll have the cannabinoid chef do the measurements. we know someone who's a complete nerd at it. You need that, everyone.
yeah,
You
I
need
love
someone to
that.
measure everything, because at the end of the day, everyone has a horror story about edibles, right? But
Right,
if you
yeah.
do it right, and I think that's why people had such bad experiences, and I feel like in the future, everyone's going to tie it back to this. When it was illegal, no one did it right. Everybody was just doing things to get you messed up. They put way too much. Even I don't even think they even measured it, because sometimes, let's say you had a brownie.
Well, there's no real way to
There's
measure
no-
it.
had a brownie.
There was no
they
studies.
falsified,
because,
they
like-
falsified packaging. Like they
Well,
say
that-
5,000 milligrams
And it was
for this.
illegal,
it's
too.
It's
I
ridiculous.
So someone's making it in their kitchen.
Allowed to be sold at markets. That's
it
horrible.
it was prior to when it became legal, when it was called Prop 215.
Okay.
There was like just medical only. There was no real standards on
But
quality
there
of
was no
products.
standards on measuring either. I
So,
think that's why people
yeah,
are getting
there was no
crazy
limitations.
with it.
Right. The
Yeah.
rules and laws, they seem so convoluted.
That's so great
They
right
are
now. still.
convoluted. No one knows what's going on.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now it's changing slowly, but it will happen. And I know there's always these conversations back and forth, like, oh, it's only the rich that are making it work, and people who can pay the taxes. But at the end of the day, think of it as a restaurant. You need money to open up your restaurant, right? You want to know that you're eating fresh food, not expired, refrigerated, things like that. So if you don't have the money for a restaurant, or for any type of business that involves eating something or consuming it, then maybe you should take out a loan or get partners before you jump into something that could harm someone's health.
Yeah, because you
Right.
don't want to risk your whole business by not following the guidelines. You don't want to open up a restaurant and say, just,
How about
kinda-
just the human code?
There we
How
go.
about that? Like, I don't
Be
want
a
to put
good
your
person.
I don't want to put your life at risk. How about
Exactly.
that? I don't want to get
And-
you sick.
And especially because with your line of work, maybe someone might be allergic to sushi.
Right.
And I love how professional she is, because she's been messaging me all the
Yeah.
time, like, is anyone allergic to sushi?
I
Is
know.
anyone
She
allergic to
didn't let me
shrimp?
know that she didn't eat fish. I was like, darn.
Oh, that was my bad.
Yeah, because
by
I would
the
have
way.
totally made like
It's
a
okay.
vegan roll or whatever, and I was like, oh, sad. I'm like,
No, it's okay. That was my fault.
I know. I'm sad too that it's sitting here and it looks so pretty.
It's okay.
I love
girl.
sushi.
Thank you. It looks pretty.
It looks pretty. Yeah, you did a great job. But
Thank
I
you.
love that you are a professional, because you ask these questions. Same thing with cannabis. You want to ask, like, now, do you get sleepy from cannabis? Do you get too psychedelic for certain things? So it's good. It's
Get
kind of
paranoid.
like get paranoid.
Yeah.
It's better to be safe.
Yeah.
And you know what you're taking. So Brian will briefly explain, like, everything's lab tested too.
anything there catch your eye that you kind of like have any questions about?
Oh,
I mean,
well, yeah, all of it actually.
so
Oh,
let's
there's the Canna Hookah,
Break it
which will
down.
probably be a good pair for this.
Okay.
There's CBD.
What is this?
So basically, what we kind of put us on the map as a company a few years back is it's called Canna Hookah. So we
okay.
actually, so it's the same way you would smoke with a hookah rig
Yeah,
or a lounge.
yeah, yeah.
Instead, we have a CBD version, and then
Okay.
we actually have a THC version, but there's no tobacco, no nicotine in it. So you're going to get the same effect. So instead of smoking like a cartridge or anything else, you get some more of a social thing.
Okay.
So we actually have these at a few in Southern California, all over, like it's different hookah lounges. So if you go there and you will take a friend that doesn't do tobacco or nicotine, want that in
Right,
the system,
right.
that's an option.
And that's okay to do that.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
okay.
So you'll find the CBD one there. Of course, the THC is not there, but we have it available. So for your personal use, for if you have your home parties or just something at night you want to relax and something that you don't want to like maybe smoke. And
I like the CBD
Yeah.
because it has no nicotine. I don't like anything with nicotine. I'm pretty
Yeah.
No
like
nicotine
careful
for
on
me.
what I put in my body. So with that socially, I prefer CBD hookah.
And it
Yeah, who
does
doesn't
help
want a
you
hookah?
relax.
Hookah's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this actually does help you relax. It has all the same benefits. So at the end of the day, if you're sore muscles, you worked, you're on your feet all day, this actually helps with inflammation. Any other benefits that CBD does for you, that does the same thing. It's just more of in a social atmosphere.
Nice.
And I love that you're having your show on Roku.
Yeah.
Explain that to me. And also, are the models going to be on that show?
That's so funny.
We might have a model
That's
here
what,
for you.
That's what everybody wants. Yeah, so, talking to you, I love being a sushi chef. I love it. I love
And you're a businesswoman too, so it's perfect
Well,
combination.
I was forced to do that because there was no way no one would hire me. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to continue being a sushi chef. Let me just pave the way. So I was forced to start my own business. And then thank God my girlfriend's like, hey, do the Naked Sushi. I grew from there. Actually won a chef battle at Disneyland. So I did, girl. I did. So my food is good. Disneyland says it's good.
Yeah.
So it's good food. Besides having the girls and the Naked Sushi, my food is good. Stamped. It's good. So like I said, I was forced to become an entrepreneur. And then I became like, people started looking, they're like, oh, it's the Naked Sushi girl. So I was doing a lot of red carpet events, celebrity events, fast forward. And then I love being a sushi chef. And then, so there's like a season. So when it's cold, no one really wants sushi. That's more like the summertime. So in between that time, I was doing a lot of red carpet interviews, and I love doing that too. I like jibber jabbering with people and just learning. Like I'm learning a lot about CBD today. It's awesome. So you put those two ingredients together, and you have like the perfect recipe for my show. And that's basically what I do. You'd come on and we just jibber jabber and we make sushi and we talk, and that's it. And I feel like where social media is, there's so many. You probably have a lot of followers.
So many outlets,
yeah. And there's social media. I feel like you have responsibility. Like it's two-sided. There's the negative of it, where there's a cyberbullying and the hate, the fake news, which I've been, that's happened to me, and then there's the positive side where you can spread awareness.
Yeah, correct.
It's
Motivation.
essentially like free marketing and free advertising if you use it in the correct way, and to build a platform for yourself, and something like this can skyrocket.
Thank you. Yeah, so that's what it is. I just want to, talk, jibber jabber, have sushi, spread positivity and awareness. Like I had Amber Nicole Miller on my show last, and that's Tito Ortiz's girlfriend.
Oh yeah,
and
he was on our show like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, you know what? I saw the pictures on your Instagram.
He's down to earth.
He's really chill.
Yeah. I remember doing an event, and he was like, "Thank you for all the food." And they used to go to the restaurant that I worked at in Huntington Beach. So, anyways, so she came on, and we were jibber jabbering, and she was telling me that she started Make 17. So Make 17 is actually in remembrance of the 17 high school kids that were murdered last year in Florida. So she tells her boys, you have like this whole school year, you have to make 17 new friends.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Dude, think about that for a moment. How impactful is that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
of course.
Yeah, and just last week, there was that kid in Oregon who brought a shotgun to class.
And the coach kind of talked to him and gave him a hug. Like, you don't need to do this. I'm here for you. And instead of like freaking him out more, he just told him, it's okay. Don't worry. I'm your friend. And then another teacher came and grabbed the shotgun.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're impressionable at the age. So like you can counteract that with actually kindness and love and everything. I think that's more than just neglect or whatever else they've been going through at home.
And that's the thing is these kids don't do this for no reason. These kids don't just wake up and think like, okay, I'm going to go do this today. Like it's progressively like something that happens. And like a lot of people had a lot of bad stuff to say about like the Joker movie that just came out.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it yet.
It spoke so much on things like that, like bullying.
Well, you have a song about bullying, which I'll play at the end of the show. But this ties back to social media because I feel even if you do the right thing, you're always going to have someone that would say something negative, even if you were to post a photo.
But even not just that,
of anything really. But with bullying, it's unfortunate how people will target someone because they feel like that they cannot relate to them. Maybe they.
So like with her, start them young in high school.
Yeah.
Like even with like social media, like you see so much fake stuff today. You see so many like people face tuning and like turning their bodies how it doesn't really look
an extreme.
Exactly. And it makes young girls, like I even have issues with seeing a lot of these girls like, oh, my body's not as perfect as some of these girls, and it does create a lot of like insecurity. Right.
Most definitely.
That's the bad part of social media. But then there's the good part. Like I said, you guys are spreading awareness.
Yeah.
You're inspiring. You're motivating people. Like you're motivating me. I want to try to do something infused. I mean, there's good and bad.
And the same thing goes with I feel cannabis too, because there's other companies that might be promoting it to young kids, and so you have to educate people and like, hey, think of it as alcohol. Be 21 and over, because when you're 21 and over, your brain is different, right? You've already finished high school. You've already finished maybe 2-3 years of college, and you're a little bit more educated in many other things. And so maybe you can make a little bit. I mean, we're not perfect. All I know us four, no one is perfect
girl,
here.
I don't know about that. When I was 21, I was like,
no, I agree. When I was 21, still I was learning myself. But at the end of the day, I definitely feel like if they're marketing something to like a 12-year-old, 15-year-old, it's just kind of, it's scary at some point. But as long as people are responsible, I feel like as you get older, you have different life experiences.
Yeah, it's good that you brought that up.
Life experience.
Life experience can make you see things differently.
So with and that's the one the other positive thing.
Cannabis dinner parties, 21 and over.
The other positive thing that she brought up that actually makes sense about catering to advertising to kids more, because Prop 215, like before it became legal, you can put colorful candy, all these pictures that are like.
What is Prop 215?
Basically, that's medical, like saying if you wanted to use it for medical use, you have to go to a medical doctor.
Okay.
Like cannabis, you get basically, it's usually good for about a year. And then
Okay.
you can actually go and legally possess it and
As
smoke
long as
it.
you're 18 and over.
Yes.
And you have the card.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
So
Okay.
Prop 250 basically was prior before it came legal. So it was like
Okay.
1996 or 7. Or, that's
wow.
when California actually started allowing it with them, where they didn't criminalize it. If you had that and you had under the legal limit, you were cool because you're using it for medical reasons. Well, back then, anybody can make edibles. Anybody can put cartoon characters, whatever they want on it. And then
Okay.
that's what happened with kids. Now, as you can see with our packaging, everything is just straight
Pretty
to
mature.
the point.
Child-proof.
What is
Yeah,
that?
that's the
We'll
TH.
give you one.
That's,
May I try? Can I try? Oh no, I can't. Huh?
No, if you're driving, maybe not, but it just a little bit goes a long way.
that's something we could do
Oh,
after
okay.
the show.
No, I saw that. Never mind. No.
So, but yes. So,
Yeah, try
I have
it.
back pain. I need
yeah.
that.
Well, yeah. You won't feel your pain because you will be
Yeah.
sleeping for sure. So there's just more mature packaging that's actually catered to people that are using it for the right reasons.
Okay.
And for your events, is it 21 and over?
Well, yeah, of course, 21 and over. I just thought about that. I never. Yeah, of course, because the models and
The
stuff
models.
like that. Yeah.
And what does the preparation go with the models? I think we should all try some of this sushi. And thank you so much for
I was
bringing
gonna say, do you want to lay
sake.
down, put some sushi on you? I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I know
So
that Angela is vegan. Sorry, Angela.
It's okay. I'll just
Here, let's push
watch.
this.
So what is the preparation like? I'm assuming it's maybe a week out. You have to
Oh.
hire the models
Oh, girl, no. It's about
a few months out.
It's about a month out because I have to get insurance and licensing and permits, and then we gotta. So, like you said, you're talking about McMahon. So the fish. So this is a crazy thing. You got someone will come to the restaurant. They're like, "Oh my god, that fish is so fresh here." Blah blah. And I'm like, you know what? Actually, the fish only comes from like 2 or 3 places. Unless the sushi chef drives out to LA every day and gets fish. So, anyways, you got to go to the right, I guess, market or the right
Interesting.
place to get the fish, and it has to be kind of, I guess, not documented. Like, so even my rice too. There's a vinegar that's mixed into it, and if an inspector comes and does the temperature of the rice, and it's not a certain temperature, I can get in trouble. But I actually have my rice lab tested so that it can be at room temperature.
Okay.
Because the acidity is high in it.
So
But
I
if it
love how we're
wasn't-
all professional here.
yeah,
Lab
no,
tested,
no,
lab
no,
tested.
yeah.
I'm learning.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is you have to go to a California certified lab test place. So, anyways, so the rice can be at at the room temperature because of the acidity. So before every event, you have to get the licensing, the permits, make sure to do alcohol, or not alcohol, but they can sell alcohol. And then I go through actually a modeling agency to get models.
Okay, perfect.
Because I used to go through friends and family.
But then they might be shady.
They come back
Late.
They come late, or their picture is not representative
Of course.
Of who they really
or
are.
their current look. I'm trying to be
Facetune.
nice about that. Yeah,
Facetune.
yeah.
No, we
so-
get a lot of castings in like the group that I'm in. Sometimes for Naked Sushi. I'm not sure if it's the same one but they're very particular, and we have a lot of girls cancel last minute, and it's like,
very
oh,
important.
hey, sorry, something happened. It's
Like what
Very
happened?
unprofessional.
Yeah.
It's better to go through an agency. And
Yeah, and so that's expensive. And then, I mean, it takes about, minimum, like you're rushing like in a month.
That's
Like,
how I know
you can make it happen.
That's how I know you're professional. You got the presentation,
The
the right
presentation.
every angle. I
So
noticed
we're having a
that.
little sushi rose right here. Do you eat
Yeah.
nigiri? Or not nigiri,
No.
this is sashimi.
So I'm really excited to try some of this sushi. Now, where can people find you? Do you have a website or anything where people can book you maybe even create a private event?
Okay, so for my Naked Sushi catering, it's just Sushi Art. So it's SUSHE art.com. And then for the show, it's Jenny Sushi with an E.com.
And then
Yes.
where can
Yes.
everybody find you on Instagram?
Oh, Jenny Sushi with an E. And then that's it, at Jenny Sushi. So she, so it's
S-U-H-H-E.
sushi, the she, because, I used to always hire all female staff.
I love it.
But I can't do that anymore because I do hire male models.
Okay.
And male
Brian,
busboys.
you ready
Let me
for this?
cut in right
Brian,
now.
you've been asking for
All I
this.
have to say is I can't wait for the show to be over to really dig in.
Please.
So I just
yes.
had-
So,
I
but
love
it is
this. It's
amazing.
really
like,
good. Do
Usually,
you-
like the tuna I usually get, it's like ahi because that's more normal out there.
Oh,
But that,
okay.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's blue. You know what? I was actually going to get some 24 karat gold blue flakes, but I didn't have a chance to go pick it up because I really wanted to hook
Well,
it
now
up
we
for you
know
guys.
you have that
But
feature.
this is bluefin. That's what is it? Not masago. It's tobiko. Okay, so right here it's I think I said it earlier. So it's shrimp, cucumber, avocado. On top is bluefin tuna, and then the.
So
ebi.
normally people use spicy mayo. What is that resembles that? What's that?
Oh
like
no, it's spicy mayo. There's ponzu on
is a
there and
spicy-
serrano.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
perfect.
did you want it? There's wasabi right there, fresh wasabi if you want. Please. Oh, and then right here is just a bluefin rose.
That's on my radar.
Please have some.
So I'm so excited that you have your show on Roku.
Thank
no
you.
relation to Roku Sushi. Pretty ironic.
That
though.
is so funny. I love that place.
And everyone
I will
you-
sit there. Oh my god.
Yes, it's so great. It's over in Fashion Island, the local one here in Irvine. But what's great too is that you guys can find Roku and streaming in Roku
okay.
on any
Sorry.
smart TV.
Yeah.
So if you're, any TV really, like kind of how you go to HBO or you go to
Right.
iHeartRadio, which our show airs on iHeartRadio, or on Netflix or Hulu, you'll see there's a Roku feature.
Right. Yeah, so you just go on Roku, search, and then you can put the Jenny Sushi Show or Jenny Sushi.
I love it. I
Yeah,
love it.
thank you.
Well, thank you so very much for being on Green Talk by Green Care
thank you
Solutions.
for having me. You guys are so awesome and welcoming, and I hope you guys enjoy the sushi.
And I can't
We do.
wait for our next cannabis infused sushi event.
Yeah, no, totally. I would love just to go witness it and just learn.
And
I love all the science that goes on behind it.
let me
Yes.
chime in real quick while I eat after this show airs. But I just want to let other listeners know, November 24th, we're going to have our second annual feeding in Skid Row. Last year we did.
Yes.
We fed over 2,000 homeless. We're literally trying to exceed that this year.
3,000 is the goal, but
Wow.
Absolutely.
it's amazing.
Yeah, that's just something that usually each month, every few months, that's something we just do. We did last year, we did a toy drive, which we'll do again for Christmas.
That's amazing.
So just follow, stay tuned. Follow us on our Instagram at Green Care Solutions 420. We'll post flyers. So if anybody wants to come out and volunteer, help out, we'd love to have everybody.
Yes. And also, we have a surprise guest for our Kush Talk event.
Yes, November
Kush Talk.
2nd.
November 2nd, we're going to get another award. That's right.
Yep, absolutely. Add to it. So far, we have had 8 awards for our products and everything like that. So we're entering a lot more.
Congratulations. That's
so.
huge.
Pushing
And,
for at least 10 now.
Yep, and then we're also going to have the show Green Talk there as well.
Yes, we're going to have a live recording there.
Yeah, so we got a lot of stuff going on.
And soon we'll have a live recording at our Cannabis Infused Sushi event.
Yes.
Well,
Nice.
it will be all in the works.
I want to be on that mailing list.
Yes, yes. Well, thank you so very much. So,
Yeah,
what is
thank
your
you.
Instagram, your website, and everything again?
Okay, so my Instagram is at Jenny Sushi. The website is jennysushi.com and also sushiart.com.
I love
And
it.
Twitter, it's all Jenny Sushi. With an E, sushi with an E.
Sushi with an E. We have it here written down. Well, thank you everyone for watching and listening here on iHeartRadio, KCAA, NBC Radio, Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube. I'm your host, Yunitza Munoz, and I'm here with my lovely co-hosts.
And it's your girl, Angela Mazzanti. Make sure you give me a follow on Instagram at Angela_Mazzanti.
And once again, I'm Brian Gonzalez, representing Green Care Solutions as always, and Green Care Solutions 420 on Instagram.
Yes, thank you guys for watching and listening, like I said, to Green Talk by Green Care Solutions.
See you later.
Yay, bye.
We're going to enjoy our food.
Love it.